Hello! Let's go through mWater's year 2024 in summary by going through our digital newsletter, which you can access from the video notes. It's been a big year for us, with lots of feature updates as well as project progress. We had a strong amount of user growth. We are reaching almost 200 countries when we count existing user registrations, and we'll be reaching 300,000 registered users very soon. We've also had great platform activity if we count in terms of surveys filled out, where we've now reached over 31 million surveys, where over 7.5 of those have been just created in the past year. So use is global, large, and fast. That means that over 20,000 responses have been submitted on average each day in 2024 based on this calculation. And overall, we're just short of 5 million sites that have been mapped overall in the platform. So that's water points, schools, health facilities, and so on. One big end of year release and news item is the launch of another sister platform called Juno, which is for ecological monitoring, environmental data. I'll talk about that later. Of course, give thanks to all of our partners and users for supporting mWater as a platform and getting good value out of it. Let's take a look at some of the key projects that we have worked on. We have a blog post on all of these, which you can read on the mWater.co website. I'll just read this out. Throughout 2024, mWater was pivotal in enhancing water management across Kenya's arid and semi-arid counties. In partnership with USAID STAWI, we rolled out management information systems tailored to regional needs. Marsabit, Isiolo, and Taita Taveta counties have now fully functional MISs, and development continues in 6 other counties actively, where each MIS is uniquely customized based on stakeholder feedback. And the numbers are fairly extensive. Taita Taveta, almost 1,000 water points. In Marsabit County, 650 with water schemes, water systems using our asset mapping and asset management features. In Isiolo, 560 water points, but 150 schemes. So each of these water points and systems has been comprehensively documented, including detailed data on their functionality, coverage, management concerns, and ongoing operation and maintenance requirements. So with this link in the newsletter, you can read more or go to the mWater.co blog. And here, Governor Andrew Mwadime of Taita Taveta commended the initiative, stating, "This system prevents duplication of efforts and attracts investors to stalled projects. It's a significant step towards fulfilling our commitment to ensuring water availability for all." In another part of the world, we have been very active in Indonesia, where in partnership with the USAID Ayuwash Tangguh project, we conducted extensive training across 37 cities and 7 provinces, focusing on advanced water asset management and monitoring tools. With over 100 participants, including representatives from PDAMs, which are the regional drinking water companies, they learned to implement practical strategies such as district metered areas, key performance indicator monitoring, and operational asset mapping. Fahmi Farid, the lead trainer, stated, "These sessions are more than just training. They are catalysts for transforming how water resources are managed locally and nationally." And third, we have a blog post on South Sudan, where Save the Children International South Sudan secured funding from Lift Lab for innovation in the WASH program to pilot the real-time monitoring system of WASH facilities using the mWater platform. This was proposed to enhance the management and monitoring of critical WASH infrastructures such as boreholes and toilets, particularly in remote and emergency contexts of South Sudan. You can read more about that here. As a side note, more and more organizations are finding value in using mWater and Solstice in humanitarian or emergency contexts as well. We've released over 40 new features and upgrades to the platform in the past year. Whenever we develop new features, we always think if we can generalize them as part of the free feature set for the world. You can keep track of our feature updates through our LinkedIn page or our changelog. And here are some highlights of what we've released this year. So finally, the mWater portal, as well as the Solstice portal, is available in multiple languages. This means that the whole interface for navigating the platform can now be accessed in other key languages. We've also introduced AI-powered translations in various parts of the platform. Now you can go to any dashboard that you administer, and through the settings tab, you translate the dashboard, and you can also do it with just one click by having AI translate it for you. And then you can improve that translation manually yourself. We're also adding this for survey translations as well as light blue translations, which I'll talk about. Another recent update is the adding of WISE scales, that is to say water insecurity experiences scales, which make it very easy to track household level water insecurity in a standardized way, effective and scientifically validated way in any of your surveys. We've improved our offline map functionality this year as well, thanks to UNICEF's investment, where offline map caching was launched. So previously you've been able to map and cache sites. Now you can do that with a new interface, but you could also set to pre-download map tiles so that if you go into an area without internet connectivity and want to use the map, you can still have map tiles load, so you'll be able to be more aware of your surroundings. You can access this from the cogwheel in your map view in the app. A big new introduction this year at the start of the year was Light Blues, which is our name for custom websites powered by the mWater tech stack, where you can bring any pages you want from the mWater portal, embed pages from elsewhere, and put them on a custom website, such as your organization name.mwater.co or your very own domain, and then control the structure of that website, making some pages visible to the world and some only to your staff, and essentially creating a one-stop shop or a central hub for all of your mWater activity. That way you can have all that you need and nothing extra, and also easily maintain it over time, which many partners are finding very valuable. If you want to gain access to Light Blue, please just feel free to get in touch with us through our email, info@mwater.co, for example. One other innovation we've launched this year is the mWater Jobs Board, which allows data collectors who are looking to get hired and have data analysis, data collection skills to put themselves out there for NGOs and other organizations, governments, etc., to discover. So if you go to hire.mwater.co, you can and use your mWater login and enter some basic information about yourself, which country you're located in, what kind of work you're looking for, as well as display any mWater certificates you've gotten from completing training courses on training.mwater.co. And another big feature that people have been excited to use is much greater dashboard styling, courtesy of World Vision, who funded this feature. So now you can adjust the font type, font size, weight, color, and padding and many other elements of your dashboard style to make them look more compelling than ever before. As mentioned, check out our LinkedIn for regular updates on features. This is just the cream of the crop of all of the over 40 features we've released. mWater's also been busy at various conferences, talking to partners, sharing news, engaging in discussions. We're at Stockholm, at I4Wash 2024 in Kenya, US Wash convening Washington, DC, as well as expanding our team across the world. You can read more here in the newsletter and also visit the mwater.co website for more detailed information about our team. What's coming up ahead? We are working on a sanitation asset standard to rise up to the success of our water asset standard, which has been implemented in the platform and has over 60,000 water systems now mapped with their assets in the platform, with almost 1,000 being added every week. So the goal is to professionalize sanitation management globally, as it is to professionalize water management as well. More features will be coming, such as an upgrade to the organization page, more asset management features, water supply planning tool, and so on. So we're just releasing the water supply planning tool, which will enable you to create scenarios for expanding water service provision at different levels of detail, regional, population level, and detailed individual asset level, where you will be able to create different scenarios and compare the costs and reach of each of those. And we also will reward you for having done asset mapping in mWater, because you can then bring those assets into those scenarios to get a more accurate view of what's being reached now and what you could plan for in the future, to help you unlock funding and make more effective data-driven decisions. And as mentioned, do check out Juno, which is our new data observatory for planet Earth, for all kinds of environmental, ecological data. And as always, we will continue to produce educational materials, updated training manuals, video resources, and everything to make it as easy as possible for anybody who needs to use the platform to pick it up and be greatly skilled at using it. Finally, as a bonus, some mWater Pro tips and tricks that you can review in our newsletter. We've got a number of more technical elements that have been added to the platform for super users. So for example, we have subqueries as a new type of expression that allow you to connect data between any data sources in the platform that you have access to, as long as there's a connected dimension, as long as you can connect it with some kind of uniting key, like a project code, a site ID, or something else. So here in the example use case, if you want to identify water points in poor condition that are within 5 kilometers of schools, you can find water points and then cross-reference with a data set and maybe a different school that links to school locations if you can connect it by location, for example, by village. We've also added more features to our most advanced visualization option, which is pivot tables, which already provide very powerful data analysis options across multiple dimensions. But now you can also pull in multiple data sources for deeper comparisons. For example, if you have multiple separate key performance indicators and you want to track them on a monthly basis all in one table. So you could use the month as or the date as the key shared dimension, and then for each column in your pivot table, pick a different data source, and it'll work as long as you can point each data source to a shared dimension, like a date, a project code, a donor code, a location, and so on. In the meantime, as we've launched new site types such as the agricultural site and the forest site type, which often are mapped as polygons, as areas, we've added some area features as well. So now you can dynamically calculate the area of polygons, as well as find the centroid in the app. So find the center point of a polygon, which can be useful for conducting transects. We've added a minimum distance expression, so you can do things like find the closest water point to a given health facility or school, for example, to see if anything's been mapped and is visible to you in the system, and maybe prioritize interventions on the basis of that. And many, many more updates as well. Please do keep an eye on our updates. And if you get stuck, always feel free to reach out to us at info@mwater.co, or if you have a problem, at problems@mwater.co. Hopefully your work is going excellently. We're always welcoming feedback and also feature investment if you have needs for the platform. We wish you a very happy 2025 as we move into the new year, and thank you for watching this video.